Season 14 is popping off, y'all, and we're only on sneak peek number 2. My goodness, it's time for Sam. We're only on sneak peek number 2, you guys. There's much more exciting stuff right around the corner. So, of course, if you guys want to keep up to date with all the update stuff and the fun here on the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. As always, thank you guys for the continued support. Absolute beasts. As I said before, today is Sam Day, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's been a very long time since I've actually felt sad or anxious that I have to wait in order to play with this character in-game. I know a lot of the hype right now is with Gus, seeing that he does have really interesting mechanics and a fun backstory and he's lower rarity, but dude, Sam is so much fun, and we're gonna get into why. So of course, stating the obvious here, Sam is gonna be available to be unlocked on the Season 14 Brawl Pass at Tier 30, and then of course at Tier 70, we unlock the Caesar Sam skin. Such a cool skin. Sam is the chromatic brawler of Season 14, and his character is actually super interesting. A former factory hand, Sam Bronson has a vendetta against all robots. I can jive with this dude. He's the brawn behind the brains of the Gold Arm gang, always happy to take the loot and give robots the boot. I could be wrong, but I believe this is the very first time we've ever gotten a last name for a brawler in Brawl Stars. Truly interesting. Bronson. Now, when it comes to brawlers here in Brawl Stars, I find once you get to power level 7 and start unlocking gadgets, or even power level 9 and unlocking star powers on top of that, those brawlers get exponentially more fun to play. But I find with Sam, his base mechanics are the things that make him so much fun, and not necessarily the gadget and star powers, though they are good, which we'll get into in a minute. For one, he starts with a super at the beginning of every single match. On top of that, built into his character, he has a speed increase for a certain duration every single time he uses his super. One of the biggest hangups that all tanks have here in this game is trying to close the distance between them and the person they're trying to go for. But seeing that Sam already has relatively fast movement speed and then the additional buff in speed when using the super, it's incredibly easy to catch up to people that you're trying to go for. Another thing that I noticed that I know a lot of people are going to be utilizing and love about this character is you can just use your super for movement speed increase like this to get around the map faster. You can just keep throwing it out, grabbing it, and move fast, right? You're traveling around the map like crazy by doing this, just using that innate ability that he has every single time he uses a super. I love this about him. His mobility is insane. And as you guys saw in the intro, there is no range requirement to the recall of the Knucklebusters. Literally keeping it there, and we're here. Hey! But now that we got kind of the baseline out of the way for Sam, let's get into his gadgets and star powers. Starting off with the gadgets, the very first one, Magnetic Field. While the Knucklebusters are on the ground, Sam can activate to pull in nearby enemies. Taking a look at it here, once you throw out your super, there's actually a small radius around it. When activating the gadget, anything that's in that radius will get pulled to the middle. While people are getting pulled, they can't move, so it kind of serves as a little bit of a stun, as well as it goes hand in hand phenomenally with one of his star powers. The second gadget is called Pulse Repellent. Upon landing on the ground, Sam's next deployed Knucklebuster releases an electric pulse that knocks back enemies. Demonstrating here, it's a really nice kickback. Take a look at that, a bounce. Next, moving along to the star powers, the very first one, Hardy Recovery. Upon recalling his Knucklebusters, Sam instantly recovers 30% health. Now, it's important to keep in mind that this isn't 30% of his maximum HP. It's not going to be a baseline HP that you recover. It's the amount of HP that is remaining to be recovered. So once you get it, we get 1,193 there. But then, say for example, we're relatively healthy, we only get 373 HP. But this can be really solid, seeing that he has a pretty decent health pool. If you're really low on HP, you can gain quite a bit of health back. And then lastly, we have the second star powered called Remote Recharge. While the Knucklebusters are on the ground and near enemies, they will charge up Sam's super. This one, in my opinion, is my favorite. Healing is important in Brawl Stars, but this is fun as heck. Demonstrating here, you can actually see the radius when you have this star power, and it gradually charges up our super while someone is within that radius. Now, seeing that the radius is so small, it's going to be pretty dang easy for the enemy to get away from that ring. However, as I was saying before, this star power pairs so dang well with the first gadget, seeing that when you pull them in, they can't get away from the radius for some time, allowing you to charge up your super at least a little bit more than if they could just run away from it. Next up, taking a look at the other things Sam has to offer here, I want to showcase the tier 70 skin, Caesar Sam. It's so sick, dude. What's up with these capes? I love capes, dude. Every brawler's got a cape. I'm so happy. But taking a look look at these animations here, as you can see, they are a tiny bit different from before. We have some lions coming out of those claws. Then the super, he tosses off those lion Knuckle Busters with a cool animation explosion and the Knuckle Buster lion there on the ground. When he doesn't have the Knuckle Busters, this is his basic attack animation, much like Primo. The recall, hello. Yeah, sick with some leaf animation there. Next up, moving along to Sam's pins, which I'm a huge fan of. Oh my goodness, you guys know I'm a big fan of pins, so it really doesn't matter what the character is. I'll love them either way. This special, sick. And then the Caesar Sam pins. Oh my goodness, amazing. Ooh, that angry one is amazing. We got the golden heart because he's king. The thumbs up. Let's go, dude. Special. So cool. And then clap. And of course, we couldn't get away without hearing the voice lines before we have some fun with Sam here in a minute.
Sleepy time. Time for bed. It's a knockout. Look, kids, that's how it's done. All right, jabbers, let's do it. You were outclassed. Sam's hammer. Let's go beat up some bods. You're brown bread. Put up your jukes. Time for an argy-bargy. 3, 2, 1. You're done, mate. Sucker punch. Time to show the kids how it's done.
Magnificent. So good. But as I said before, it's now time for some testing fun, guys. Whenever Brawler sneak peeks come out, I like to test the capabilities of Brawlers in fun ways. What can you do, Sam? Show me what you got. So we have already seen this in the intro, but I want to give my 2 cents on it. Seeing that there are no restrictions for the recall of the Knucklebusters, which that means technically Sam has the longest ranged super in the game. It's not his physical super where he throws it out, but his recall, which is his super, I suppose. So I believe Carl was the only brawler in this game in the past that was able to get a mechanic all the way across a map. So that was patched. So I believe now Sam is the only one. All right, that took longer than expected, but we are now ready. Taking the teleporter, other corner of the map, and we're literally the full distance of the map here. Let's go. I'm staying in the poison once it comes. Come on, Knuckle Buster. Hello! That is so awesome, dude. I love it. We got to see the replay. All right, so I got a replay of it so we can literally see the Knuckle Buster fly all the way across the map. Taking the teleporter, I'm over there, and let's watch this puppy fly. Nice. Yes. 61 tiles, I think. That's insane. Guys, let's be honest. Most brawlers in this game can probably get their super like 4 or 5 times in one match. Sam and certain other brawlers can definitely get it much more than that, which in my opinion makes the game a little bit more fun. But of course, let's see how far we can stretch it. Seeing that Sam just picks up his Knucklebusters as soon as he's on top of them, we should be able to get a copious amount of supers in one game. Kind of like Carl here. The same mechanic with the super, so I believe that's 4. Let's count. 61, 62, and we still got time. 63, 90 going into overtime. 91, 92. 10 seconds left. 124, 125, 129, 130. Come on. Oh, we could have gotten 130. I'm just going to round it up. 130 supers in one game. Of course, that will never happen in a real match, but it's possible with this character. It's cool. But man, guys, I gotta say, Sam's mechanics really shocked me. I am super impressed with how fun he is, and I know you guys are going to enjoy him as he hits Brawl Stars. Be sure to let me know what you guys are thinking about Sam. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this update sneak peek and found it helpful or just fun. Guys, I've said it once, I'll say it again. Season 14 is hitting hard. But yeah, guys, hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to slap a like, comment, really appreciate that. Stay tuned for future sneak peeks right around the corner, and we'll be talking next time. Adios, and take care.